Yo, listen to me real close right now, bro, because what I'm about to tell you happened in the dead of harvest season, out in the middle of nowhere, Iowa. And the family it happened to? They never talked about it again. Not once. Not to police. Not to neighbors. Not to anyone. And the reason why is gonna mess you up completely, no cap. So yeah, this is one of those stories that straight up blurs the line between reality and nightmare, dude. We're talking a real family, a real farm, a real address out in Hardin County, Iowa, and events that unfolded in the fall of 2019 that police still haven't fully explained. I pulled this from local incident reports, archived county records, and accounts from people who knew this family personally. Names have been changed, but everything else is real. No cap. Stick around till the end, bro, because the final twist is the kind of thing you're going to be thinking about at 3 a.m. when you can't sleep. Alright, so, the Calloway family, Marcus, his wife Dana, and their 2 kids, Eli and Nora, they were done, dude. Done with Chicago, done with the noise, done with the rent that was eating them alive. Marcus had this dream, right? This straight-up romanticized idea of owning land, growing things, living clean. So when he found a 40-acre property listing in rural Iowa going for $47,000. Yeah, you heard that right. He didn't even blink. 47,000 for 40 acres and a full farmhouse. You're probably already feeling something wrong about that, right? Because, bro, that's insane. That's not a deal. That's a warning. The listing had been sitting there for over 2 years. The realtor, a woman named Cheryl Moss who worked out of Eldora, Iowa, she was weird about it, according to Marcus. They closed in August, moved in 2 weeks later. The farmhouse itself was old, like 1940s old. The previous owners had left everything behind. Furniture, dishes, a calendar on the wall still open till October 1987. Dana wasn't so sure. She told her sister on the phone that first night. She said, "It feels like the house is watching us unpack." Now here's where things start getting genuinely, deeply messed up, no cap. The property came with about 22 acres of standing corn from the previous tenant's last crop. Unharvested, just sitting there, tall and dense and dry. Marcus figured he'd deal with it. But then Eli, the 10-year-old, starts acting weird. Like, within the first week, bro, he stops sleeping. He keeps going to his window at night and just staring at the fields. When Dana asks him what he's looking at, he says, "The rows keep changing, Mom. Except," and this is where I need you to really pay attention, Marcus noticed it too. He'd taken aerial drone footage of the property when they first arrived, just for memories, you know? And a week into living there, he went up again with the drone to document some fence damage. When he loaded both videos side by side on his laptop, he went completely silent. The rows of corn in the second video were not in the same configuration as the first. Not even close, dude. The paths between rows had shifted. Curves had appeared where straight lines had been. And the new pattern, when you looked at it from above, it wasn't random. It looked intentional. It looked almost like a shape, like something pointing directly toward the old grain silo at the back edge of the property. Marcus asked around town about the silo. And bro, I'm telling you, the energy shifted the second he brought it up. One older man, a farmer named Gus Whitfield who'd lived in the county his whole life. He grabbed Marcus by the arm, looked him dead in the eyes, and said, "Don't go near that silo. And don't let your kids go near it. And if you're smart, son, you'll leave before October." Before October. That phrase straight up haunted everything that came after. So Marcus, being the stubborn dude he is, he starts digging. County records, property history, and what he finds, dude, what he finds is one of the most unsettling paper trails I've ever come across in a story like this. The farm had changed hands 8 times since 1952. 8 different families, and every single previous owner, gone by October. Some sold fast and moved away, no forwarding address. 2 families were listed as whereabouts unknown in county welfare records. And 1 family, the Hensons, who owned the property from 1987 to 1988, they straight up disappeared. Father, mother, 3 kids. Gone. That calendar on the wall. It was theirs, bro. October 1987 was the last month they ever lived. The police report from '88 was thin. Neighbors reported the house going dark. No signs of struggle. No bodies ever found. The county basically closed it as voluntary abandonment, which, no cap, is the laziest conclusion I've ever heard in my life. And here's the detail that made Dana completely lose it when Marcus showed her. Every single disappearance, every single time a family vanished or fled, it was during harvest season. Every time. Like clockwork. Like something on that land was operating on a schedule. It's now late September. Marcus is losing sleep. Dana wants to leave. The kids are scared. Eli has stopped talking almost entirely. Nora, who's 7, keeps drawing the same picture over and over. A dark circle with lines coming out of it, underground. When Dana asks her what it is, Nora says, "It's what's under the dirt, Mommy. It's been waiting a really long time, and it's really hungry." On September 28th, Marcus decided he was going to end this. He grabbed a flashlight, told Dana he was going to check the silo. He walked out at dusk. Dana watched him from the kitchen window the whole way. She watched him reach the silo door. She watched him pull it open. And then she told investigators he just stopped, stood there in the doorway, for almost 4 full minutes. Not moving, not looking back, just standing completely still, staring into the dark inside the silo. Then he turned around, walked back to the house, came inside, sat down at the kitchen table, and said, "We need to leave tonight." He wouldn't say what he saw. To this day, dude, Marcus Calloway has never described what was inside that silo. When police went to investigate the following week after the family fled, they found the silo empty. Clean. Almost surgically clean. The interior appeared almost sterile. Like something had fed and cleaned up after itself. Here's the part that's going to stay with you. No cap. After the Calloways fled, middle of the night, barely packed, kids still in pajamas, the property sat empty again. Realtor Cheryl Moss relisted it 3 months later. Same price. And in June of 2020, another family bought it. They lasted until September 30th. The farm is currently listed again. Has been since October 2020. Same price. Some of the locals in Hardin County have a name for what they believe lives beneath that silo. One elderly woman, she said this. Whatever it is, it was here before the settlers. Before the farms. Before any of us. And every harvest, it collects what it thinks it's owed. The cornfields still shift. Satellite imagery from 2021, 2022, 2023, the patterns are still there. Still pointing toward the silo. And whatever Marcus saw in that silo that September evening, it's still in there. Waiting for the next family who thinks they got a deal. Yo, let's bring it back, bro. This family, the Calloways, they moved to rural Iowa chasing a dream and almost never made it out. The records go back decades. Families disappearing. Cornfields that move. A silo that locals refuse to talk about. And something beneath that soil that's been feeding on a cycle older than anyone alive can remember. Messed up AF, straight up. If this story chilled you to the bone, smash that like button right now. Subscribe to the Zaingi Files for new dark tales every single week. And yo, drop a comment below. Stay safe out there. And don't go near any silos this harvest season. No cap.